As the fall semester draws near, many colleges and universities are making the difficult decision to hold classes virtually. Morehouse College, the historically black men's college in Atlanta, is the latest to say it will be going remote for this upcoming semester. It joins a growing list of schools where students will take classes exclusively online. For more on this, I want to bring in David Thomas, the president of Morehouse College. Dr. Thomas, thank you so much for joining us. You know, just a few weeks ago, Morehouse decided to do hybrid learning for the fall, but this week you reversed course and along with two other HBCUs in Atlanta, made the decision to go to remote learning. Can you tell us what factored into that decision?
Sure. Very simply, as we watch the changes in the direction of the virus and its contagion, not just here in Atlanta and Fulton County, but across much of the south eastern and western region where we draw a majority of our students, we arrived at the conclusion that we couldn't guarantee the safety of our students, their health and welfare at a level that we were comfortable with. What we also saw was that given the way in which the virus and how to address it has been politicized, in particular here in Georgia, we weren't in a stable policy environment. So for example, we were going to mandate masks on campus, but we have our governor and our mayor essentially in a lawsuit about whether or not local mandates are valid. And we could easily imagine, you know, our students creating a debate on our campus about our, you know, our legitimacy in mandating masks. And we just saw that the last thing we would want is for Morehouse to become a hotspot for contagion.
Yes, and you mentioned, of course, ensuring the safety of your students, but I'm sure that Morehouse is like many other universities where the faculty and administration probably had vocal opinions about going back to school. Did you find that they were more opposed to in-person classes?
Well, what we found was that a majority of our faculty expressed that they would prefer to teach online than in person, and that almost all of our upper level courses would have been taught online this semester. We did find that we had enough faculty willing to teach on campus or in a hybrid model to address our entry level courses for our freshmen. But a majority of our faculty did express that they would prefer to remain online.
I think that is pretty much the case with most universities. My father is also a provost at a state university, and that's what he's dealing with there as well. I'm just curious what you think will have to change in the overall environment for students to return to campus in the spring. Is that a plan that you perhaps have already begun working on?
Yes. So our hope and what we're planning for is that our students will be able to return in the spring. We've moved back the start of the spring semester to February 1st from January 15th or 16th. And we're also planning on the possibility that we might have to be remote. The major factor is whether or not the infection rate has flattened for the state of Georgia and for the surrounding states. When we were thinking that we could open in a residential format, and we announced that on July 1, we thought that the trend of the disease was moving in the right direction. And within a few weeks, or a week or so of that announcement, we saw that it was moving in the wrong direction. We still thought that might be a blip. And then as we watched in the subsequent 2 weeks, it just became very clear that it wasn't a blip, it was a trend. And we've turned out to be right in that assessment.
Yeah, we've all been watching those numbers with sadness, and knock on wood that they will change by the spring. So, Dr. Thomas, I just have to mention the wonderful gift Morehouse received in June. And for people who don't know, your college received a $40 million gift from the chief executive of Netflix. Can you tell us what difference this gift will make for the students there?
Yeah, this gift will make a significant difference. It will allow roughly 200 students over the course of the next 10 years to finish Morehouse debt-free. And it's the case that Black students have to take out roughly 30% more debt to complete their college educations than do white students. And when you leave college with that kind of debt around your neck, it shapes and limits the choices you can make about what to go do and whether or not you're capable of following your passions. So, I refer to this gift as a liberation gift. We're also excited because Patty Quillen and Reed Hastings' gift has also excited other donors who've come forth, not at the same level, but who are also philanthropy to support our students to help them limit the amount of debt that they have to take out to come to a college like Morehouse.
That's great. When giving more excitement over giving. Well, David Thomas, president of Morehouse College, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about Morehouse with your audience.